I am Ann-Peggy Divine. Welcome to the Divine Design, the podcast where we unfold heaven on earth and reframe spirituality and theology for a new cosmic era. Your journey on human evolution and integration of your divine design starts here. Now, before you jump into this episode, if this conversation resonates with you, please like, subscribe, and share this with whoever you feel that needs to hear it. Together, your support helps us sustain this work, bringing transformational wisdom into the world and nurturing the awakening of our shared foundation, Mother Earth. Thank you very much. Welcome, Veerle from France.
Thank you, Ann-Peggy. Oh, so glad to meet you again. Yeah, it's so precise. Divine precision, I would say.
Yes, we are in midst of January 2026. And when we met, the theme came and it was death and resurrection.
Yes. Yeah.
Both of us have worked with families and others, and we see a lot of transition, and so much is coming up.
Yeah, I so agree.
I see that things are coming up in my family, even though I work with a lot. Also, pattern that has been in my family for almost since I was birthed into my mother and father, what I brought into my children. And I have spoken earlier about my daughter having a pituitary gland tumor. And I see this as a family pattern. She carry what we have gone through. So it's not only her. So, and the doctor don't have good prognosis. I see that she will survive, but she is in a hard time. She have a lot of pain. And as I have told her, you are carrying all what we have gone through as a family, because we have had a hard path. It's not that we have had harder than other, but yeah, we have had challenges. And also her brother commit suicide in summer 2015. And yeah, that brought us deep, very deep. So we are carrying the aftermath of everything that has happened to us. So kind of we absorb our surroundings.
Yeah. And you know, Ann-Peggy, it's with deep reverence that I look at you and your family, and with for the courage and the openness and the willingness to live all of this. Because for me the truth is that apparently it's going really worse in the world, but that's really the right word, apparently, because it's not. We're moving into oneness. We're moving into unity. And that's where we're all invited to be so courageous, as you have been invited already a long time ago to start your path. And it's never only you alone. So you're taking your whole tribe with you.
Yeah.
And each of us takes on the role, takes on the processes that we're ready to hold. And together we make the whole. And it's never, of course we are not initiating a war somewhere. And we are responsible for it. It's all done collectively. So it's like when you are willing to let go the illusion of separation, then it's also agreeing upon being 100% responsible. And that's a lot.
Yeah.
It's really a lot.
Yeah.
And it will spread out within our families. It will spread out through our communities. It will.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and you said something important, because now more than ever it required that each of us become more responsible, to take responsible for what we carry, our health, and what we do, what we say, everything. It's like now we cannot kind of look up to a leader outside. It's kind of you, and just we just obey, like we did with Hitler and all these people. Now all of us need to stand up in our essence and take responsibility for all the thoughts, all what we do, all what we say. So we really need to step up in our own life.
Ah,
And that requires much more of us and than before, because it's so easy to just listen to another authority and just obey, obey, obey.
yeah. And it's quite simple, eh? I heard somebody explaining, and I found it a very good explanation. It's just that okay, you're not bombing another country. You yourself, you're not. You and Peggy, you are not bombing. But from the moment you are judging, that we are judging somebody else, we're killing that person. We're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So it's that simple. It's that simple. Each time you are moving into separation and you're saying, yes, I'm full of love, but not that person. You're going in separation and you're doing the same. So it's just becoming aware that in all of those actions, in those thoughts, when you give words to it, that we are still bringing in a lot of the collective shadow. We're still in it. We're still living it.
Yes.
And the beauty is that, yes, through all the processes that are moving on in the different members of our families, we are cleaning up so much. My God, we're doing beautiful, beautiful work.
Yeah, and it can be hard, and it can feel kind of unfair and all that. So, and I think it's very important what we are talking about, because I am in a lot of group and we feel all this amazing energy that is there, the bigness of us and the light and everything. Yes, that is also here, but we also need to ground it that now a lot of shadow is coming up. So this shadow is important. This is what wants to come up. So I feel that the duality is even more extreme, kind of. It's so much light and it's so much darkness. So it is intensifying. It's like but to every second choose. Do I want to go on this? Do I choose fear or love? And choosing love, pain, it's like it needs to come up so that more love can come into us, kind of.
Yeah. I'm glad you bring this up. And the invitation is really not to judge, not to judge. We're continuing the separation as long as we do.
Yeah. Yeah. Episode came to my mind when you said judge, because for 3 years I judged when the mafia threatened our family from 2013 to 2016. I judged them because I felt they ruined our life, because it was pain. They were threatening us and blackmailing us, and it was extreme. I didn't want to believe it, because I live in Norway. How do the mafia infiltrate in Norway? And I judged them. But in the end, I became so angry. I was so furious. I felt that I went into for 3 days. I was so angry. I got all the anger out, and I wanted to take them. And my husband said, "Do you can take the mafia?" But I was so furious, and I cried in the woods like. And I was all this rage that I had stored, because I didn't want to use my anger. I was afraid of the anger, because I had an angry father, and I said to myself when I was younger, I will never be like my father. So I was afraid of anger. So I went to this anger for over 3 days, very deep, hard anger. And after that, what happened, I was in tears because so much love came through me. And it was like, and I was guided, you will meet the mafia with love. Meet them with, I was like, what? They have ruined my life, I cannot meet them. But I felt that, okay, I will meet them with love. So after going through this very deep anger, wild anger for 3 days, something opened in me. My heart opened even more, and I felt such much love. And I said, wow. And I decided from that, it was June 2016, and I met the mafia with love from there. And it was, and that's when they stopped. When I came to this, they stopped threatening us and all this that has been going on for 3 years. And it was, is this possible? They have done it for 3 years. And when I radically changed and I met my anger and I met all my shadow, they stopped. And I thought, it feels like an illusion. It feels like this can't be for real, but it was for real. So when I changed, everything changed.
I love that. I love that. If I may, you see that's such an amazing example, Ann-Peggy, of where what we usually do, something like this happens and we are judging. You allowed it to have a meaning. You allowed it to work through you. You worked through your anger. And the moment you changed, it was no longer necessary to be there. And this is such an amazing example that everything in our world, even if it's very dark, has a meaning, has a reason to be there. And the moment we as humanity are willing to move through the processes, it will disappear. And that's actually what is happening now.
Yes.
We decided to move into more oneness, to let go of the illusion of separation. And the separation is just everywhere. It's everywhere. It's just, you can't imagine it. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
And collectively, we decided to move through it. And each of us, we're going to do that in our own unique way. We each have our uniqueness within it. Yeah. And letting go of separation doesn't mean we're going to be in one soup.
No. But yeah, and it's so many layers to it, because what they actually, when the mafia threatened us, I went into patterns that I have carried through lifetime, because I'm a truth teller. I need to tell the truth. And if you go to the past or history, you see that if you are a truth teller, you want the truth to come up. I have been killed, I have been slaughtered, I have been imprisoned so many times, because if what I said come up, it kind of, we wasn't ready for the truth. So I went into all the time I was killed and beaten, and I was so I carried this that, because they didn't want me to tell the truth, they all the time. So they pressed me and my husband. It was, I was not allowed, I was supposed to hold back, but it's like, and every day I had to choose, do I stand up for the right thing, or do I go into fear? Because they wanted me to go into fear. And my husband know that I'm a truth teller, so he actually held something hide for me, because he if I knew all, he knew that I would say it aloud. And he said he wanted to protect the family. So they put us against each other. So all this pattern came up in us. So it's deep. So and he said, why are you so afraid? Why can't you just obey them? I said, never. So he said, it's like we have to protect our family. Yes, but I need to stand up for what is right. And this is what we see now, that people stand up for the rightness. We stand up for the rightness, and it cost us our lives, actually. And it has for so many lives cost our life. But now we are in a time that it doesn't cost our life. We are just, some of us actually, because we know in Iran, we know that a lot of people are killed. So they are killed because they are standing up for what has happened in Iran for so many years. So still, yes, this pattern is, but no more than ever, we will survive the pattern that we have kind of holded.
We will.
Yeah. So when
We will.
crisis happen to us, it is multi-layered. It is multi-layered.
Yeah.
And it is for us.
Yeah. Yeah. And maybe it's also important to mention that the love we're speaking of is a force. It's not that love and everything is good. Oh no, it's not. It's the love that is really a force that's breaking through boundaries, through barriers. It's a love that is just uniting everything. And it's big. It's really big. It's a love that causes migraine because it's so heavy. It's breaking through everything. It's a love that's giving you blurry eyesight because it's too much. You need to digest. It's just important to say that it's not a weak love. It's not a love where you are dependent. No, it's a love where you come into your full power and you're standing in it.
And I'm so glad that you said you have migraine. You feel also, because a lot of people are feeling so many symptoms, and if we think in the old way is that, oh, I'm sick, what is moving through us, everything comes up so that we can release it, so we can transform. So it is for us. I have spoken earlier about the podcast that life is for us, and yes, it is so important to understand. And children and mother and fathers, we are carrying the pattern for each other. So if we have a child that has a tumor, it is not only this child. It is showing us a pattern that is in the family and the bigger family, maybe the ancestral family. So we need to see much bigger on life, that a sickness is not just a sickness. Some of us carry pattern that wants to come up.
Oh, I so agree. Oh, Ann-Peggy, I so agree. And I could feel when you were mentioning Iran and all the people dying there, I could feel something. There's something still to be said there. And you're bringing it up now because that is everywhere. And the same as with love, we see that as something painful, something, an end of an end, lots of pain and sorrow. And the truth is that we're ready to redefine that and to know that that is a transmission, a transition, that all of us, all souls are eternal. There's nobody who is gone away. It's impossible. And I know that that requires a complete change in all our concepts. We are within our family with the dying process of my brother-in-law. And he's not only my brother-in-law, he's a dear, dear friend. I knew here already before that I knew my husband. So he's been like always in my life. And there is within me such a deep honor and love for him and a reverence for his life, for all what he's doing, and a connection with the greater whole, with the amazing bigness of who he is. Yes, a part of him has incarnated here and had a beautiful life. And my God, that man, that soul is so big and part of something that's so much bigger. He's held by layers and layers of spiritual beings, unimaginable. He has an entourage. He's just, I have my whole field is buzzing, no words for it. But it's just, I give that as an example to tell that whatever he's done here, even though the big process he's been on, it has been so meaningful, has in the greater whole be so big, so that what I want to bring in is that for the people in Iran too who are passing over is the reverence for their lives, the reverence for all what they did for the greater whole, because everything matters. Every soul that comes matters in the greater whole.
Yep.
And yes, we all decide to come here shorter or longer in this incarnation, and then we move on. Then we move on. We have other things we're ready to do. I know that for here, there's so much awaiting him. He is going through a huge transition into another life. It's not going to be in this physical form at this moment, but he is transitioning into the bigger part of himself. So yes, there's the sorrow, the sadness of he's not going to be with us anymore in his form, but he's going to stay with us in a much bigger form. So it's just opening up all those veils and telling to people, it's just not saying it's meant to be. It's much, much bigger than that. It's almost like I'm missing words to express the bigness of all of what is happening. And I give here as an example because it's very near to me, but it's for all people that are passing over.
Yeah. Yeah, and thank you for bringing, because what you already lift up is like we will have another relationship to that it's kind of because the when we go into fear, when we hear the word death, we go into crisis modus. We kind of survive, and we survive, but we do not thrive. So we are supposed to thrive, and we know that, okay, when we have lived our thriving, amazing life, then we transition, and it's like a tree. It's for seasons, and we choose another body. And we are men, and we are women, we are children, we are all. We are it all. We can create, we are creators.
Yeah. 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 We are, and we are responsible for our manifestation in form for everything. So we are, yes, I'm using a strong word, that there's slaughtering going on in Iran.
Yeah.
And we are allowing slaughtering to go on on animals the whole time. There is no difference. Every life matters.
Yes, and also I see a lot of movies, particularly the last 20, 30 years, about animals and birds, and we have treated them so bad, and and particularly we all the meat we eat, and how we just feed them to get it our way. So, and we can become a friend with a bird, with a chicken, with all animals. They have emotion. It is a soul there.
Yes. It's a manifestation of God consciousness. There's no exception. All of it. So we are learning so much right now. So much. It's right in our face. Right in our face. And the thing is what is happening far away from us. It's the invitation to see, okay, and where is the same thing happening? Nearer to home.
Yep.
And take responsibility.
And take responsibility.
Be responsible. Yeah.
As I can share one thing, even though I don't need to go deep in it, but now it has been Christmas and we have had family time. And when I went home, I was some days here, and then I went home again because our youngest daughter have become 20 years. So all of our kids are adult. But then I said, okay, now I'm ready to bring up one of the pattern that still lives in the family. And I felt it big time on my body, and I shared it with my family. And when you shared patterns and you shared shadow, it's not only popular. But I just needed to say this, and I feel this. And also what came up, a lot of anger. Because so many of us are carrying anger. And even though all of us, people that meet us, we are not angry person, but deep inside there are 99.99999 that carry so deep anger from our ancestor patterns that has been transformed, and it is because we haven't been allowed to be who we are. We haven't been allowed to be authentic. We have been hold back, hold back, hold back, and the most often pattern when you are hold back is because you store anger inside of you, and inside that anger again is a deep sorrow. So anger and sorrow, we are so programmed with anger and sorrow, and I felt both anger and sorrow. I said it's not that it is bigger than in other families, but it is still subtle in our family, and we have lost our brother, our son, and the deep grief for that. It is still in our family. So we even though it's subtle, it's not that our family have more than others, but it's so subtle. So and everything wants to come up, and particularly since our daughter has this pituitary gland, we need to see it because she's carrying a family pattern from our family and from our grandparents. So it's like an ancestral pattern, and now is the time to see the interconnection with everything.
I love this, and carrying it together.
Carrying it together, yeah.
As
Because
I look up, I see birds flying in a V formation. Two V formations next to each other. And at the same time, I hear it's carrying it together, helping each other.
Yes.
And then once in a while, it's like the birds, when they fly in a V formation, they change. The one who is flying in front has to do most of the work, but as they're flying, they change their position.
Yes.
And there's always another one who will take the leading position. And I guess we're asked to do the same. There's so much coming up, which means that physical processes will pop up much quicker and very intense. A migraine is not going to just be one day, it's going to be a week, which will have a tremendous effect on the body. All processes, the tumors also is going to be such big, intensive processes requiring us to hold it together. And not to let one person hold it, but to really hold it together and understand that whatever, as you said, Ann-Peggy, is so beautiful. What they're doing it for the greater whole. That's how we are healing. And yes, we've already said it in those podcasts. There will come a time, we may all be assured, where we will no longer need physical processes. And it's not yet now.
No, and also we more and more are talking about the new children. I talk about them as homo luminous, and they are coming so clear and so pure, and they have so much light. We spoken about it in the last podcast, also the new children. And a lot of them will carry sickness. They will carry imbalance in their body because they carry symptoms to hold it, so that we can understand that this is pattern that wants to come up. So they actually come in, and they are so brave because they know that they will mirror patterns and mirror what is on earth. So we need to understand that, okay, this child is amazing and it's holding a pattern for us to see, so that we can work with it. It is not only this child that is sick, it is the whole family. It is the community that is sick, because these homo luminous children are holding a part of the community, of all its surroundings. So it is kind of, we cannot see it as he or she is sick. The community is sick. It is a systemic pattern that are in the surroundings.
That are revealed. Yeah, because we've said it over and over in these podcasts to everybody engaging with us, is that, it's our time to really manifest it in form, to manifest or divine beingness through form. And that requires to move through all what we've collectively manifested in the past. to clear it up, yeah. And it has not, I will repeat myself in this, we can make that very hard for ourselves, or we can embrace it and let it move on.
Yeah. And when we say it sounds simple, and it is simple also if we allow it.
Yeah.
It is just that we want all things our way. If we just, open to the allowness, kind of, that let it move through us. Just
Allow and let go.
Yeah, just like I didn't want to feel anger when I said in the 2016. I didn't want to feel anger, and when I really allowed me to feel anger, because I wanted, no, I will feel everything but not anger. I have seen my father so angry when I was young, and I didn't want to feel anger, but I needed to accept that also in me, because I had held it a lot back. I went on tiptoes when I was a child because my father was so angry. So, and that built up anger inside, and I didn't want to relate to that. But not until I opened up and really felt all this anger that had built up, then an even more unconditional love came through me.
Yeah, we're immediately rewarded.
Yeah, yeah, actually.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, is how to be with all that is happening is, yeah, we've already said what not to do is not to go in judgment. And the invitation is really, as you mentioning already several times on Peggy, is opening our heart. Opening our heart. And even if we think, but no, I can't open it even more, is open it even more.
Yeah, and also I remember when I went through this judgment, I I didn't know that I had a very small, subtle layer in me that I judged my husband, and someone said this is judgment, because I had a deep inside, and I lived from this deep inside to open, and I wanted my husband to have the same insight. So I communed with him, and I said that this, and I wanted him to live from the same place as me. And in this, it was a subtle judgment, because I thought that what I lived was better, kind of. So I had to, I have to allow him to be where he is, even though I wanted him so much to be. And in this was a subtle judgment. I didn't mean it as a judgment, but it became a judgment because I thought that I had the true way of being.
Yes.
And if we think that we have the true way of being, this is a judgmental way of living.
I know.
So it's like, I really wanted the best for him, because I wanted him to go as deep as I. And in this, wanting him to be as deep as me, it was a judgmental layer in me. So when we come, it's so subtle, and we need others to see it with me. So I had a friend, a colleague, that, do you see, when you want your husband so desperately to go this deep, it is a subtle judgmental pattern. And it's like, wow, I never meant to judge him. So it's like, wow, a realization.
I love that you mentioned that, because it's so true. It's, I guess an eye-opening for me is to see God, to recognize the God consciousness within myself, and then to also recognize the God consciousness within everybody and everything, but everybody.
Yeah.
Not exclude anybody, to actually see God consciousness in everything, in the earth, the air, the water, in all the living beings, in everything. And when I can go there and know that God consciousness expresses itself through all those forms, then there is also within me a much greater acceptance from everyone. And that doesn't mean I can stay where I am. I can stay in my beingness and in the truth of who I am, and the truth of what I am, and the truth of how I serve, and then invite the others in that vibration. and acknowledging their unique path, that whatever they're moving through, whatever their choices are, it's all part of a greater whole.
Yeah. And it's actually helping us that we are not going through the same processes at the same time. Because I can take our family as an example. When Alexander committed suicide in 2015, I went very deep immediately. And my husband held the space. So he didn't allow himself to go into this grief. So I went so deep and it was ugly. I went into an ugly grieving period, and I cried, and it wasn't pretty. And if he hadn't held the space for the sister and brothers of Alexander and the other children, I couldn't have gone this deep. So he didn't start it for several years afterwards, because I went so deep. So, and I see still today, as I said, the pattern that I lift up now is still grief from Alexander committing suicide, and it's almost 11 years ago. So still we are carrying patterns from this. So it go in. Some of us, like my husband, had it to hold back.
Yeah.
And the sister that also have this pituitary glands tumor. So it's like all this is connected in the bigger field. So it is to understand that all that we are going through, and I have gone deep, now you can go deep, and you cannot command it. It's kind of, I also have learned that divine timing. So I have learned so much through my family, and also I see with my mother, and also I have held space for her and wanted her to go deep, but she said, no, I don't want to go that deep. And as my aunt said, you have to remember, our generation, it's so hard for us to go deep. So I think we have to die out for the new to come. And my aunt said this 8 years ago, and it's like, because in an area it is a lot of the old still, and she said when our generation day out, then it will kind of come the new. But I think because we are not willing, she sees that a lot of people are not willing, and that yes, we are not, we are holding. And it is, when you have lived with a pattern for 70 years, 80 years, it is hard. Then it can be hard.
Yeah. And thank you for bringing that up, my God, Peggy. And I can see now, I love our exchange, it's amazing, eh? I can see that there's also a need for people to hold the patterns so that they become really visible and they can transform. If they're all under the carpet and nobody's really living it, it's going to be much harder for humanity collectively to change them all. So if there are people who are living a life in order to really live them, to make it very, very visible, that's a way in which it can be transformed.
Yeah.
So it is God consciousness. It might sound weird and strange, and how would God consciousness wants to manifest that way? Yes, it does, because of how the choices we collectively made during all those eons we've been here.
Yeah. And we also, to remind ourselves that we have been in the dark age. We have been in the darkest age that has ever been. And it is so much cruelty, and it's so much violence. And what we have done, when I go into it, it is pain. It is really pain. We have created so much pain on earth. So all this pain is coming up so that we can do it differently.
Yeah. We choose to expand our experience on and on and on. And in that, we went both ways. We went very far into the dark and very far into the light. And that means that there is a huge polarity, and the new earth, in the new earth, it will all be part. It will all transform into, something much bigger, something like, and it's not to, to put things under the carpet. It's not to say that those things do not belong. It all belongs, and it all has energy, and it all will help us to move on.
Yeah.
How strange that may sound.
If this conversation resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and share this with whoever you feel that needs to hear it. Together, your support helps us sustain this work, bringing transformational wisdom into the world and nurturing the awakening of our shared foundation, Mother Earth. Thank you very much. Yeah, so what we're talking about, it is a surrendering, and surrendering can be hard because if we want control. So that's back to because we are so programmed to have control, do it our way. So if we let the divine way just come through us. So, and I see also as I have written 2 books in, both of the books came through me in one day. And it was like, wow. And I wrote the Health Bible in 6 years because I wanted to do it the old way, kind of a lot of references, and everything had to be correct. So I used 6 years in one book, and when I have now written 2 others, it came in a day. So you see this big difference, even though they are not as big as the Health Bible, but it shows the radical shift from the hardness. The way we did it before, it was the hard way, kind of, because we needed it in doctrine, we needed it has to go through so many rules and so many layers. But now it's such open, and then it's just coming. We are birthing the new.
It really are.
So if we just allow, and surrender.
Yeah.
So we say, I know that most podcasts we talk about almost the same because it is simple and at the same time hard.
Yeah. Yeah. It's one of those ideas we have, that it so impregnated in our collective consciousness is that it has to be hard.
Yeah.
So physical processes have to be hard. Psychological processes have to be hard. Life is always something you need to struggle. And maybe that's not true. Maybe that is what it is, just an idea.
Yeah.
And any idea we can change.
Yeah. Life can be simple.
Yes, because also what I know more and more on Peggy, and I see it in you as well, it's like, we are not actively changing something. Change happens by itself because more and more we're in connection with our own divine beingness. We allow this divine beingness to manifest itself, and that is what is bringing the change. Yeah. We are not from our ego or personality trying to change things and create a better life and create more joy. No, joy and love come by itself as we live much more from this divine beingness, and we follow the divine will, we follow the divine precision. We see what's happening and say, oh yes, I'm on track. Oh, I might have lost track here. Let me recalibrate. Let me come back on track. So, and then life is joyful. Then even when things are happening around us and through us even, there's so much joy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's like words are not necessary. And I have started to call this living in ceremony. And what I mean with living in ceremony, it's like you live with intimacy. You live in intimacy with your soul. You kind of your higher perspective. You're over, So living in ceremony, I live in ceremony, and I will live in ceremony until I pass this body. And it is an intimacy, and I listen. What in life wants to unfold, wants to be birthed.
Yeah.
So I walk the path, and it's like, yes, I understand that people think it can be hard, because it is, how can you be radically open from second to second to second to second? It's like that.
Yeah.
And quietness is blessing.
Yeah. And if I may, I would love to add something coming back to the children that are born right now. They are living their divine beingness.
They are.
I can see that in my granddaughter. Eloise is 1 year old. She's living her divine beingness. Yeah. And it's so much light spreading out. And I guess it can be a lot to be with her, because she's so much light. And it's really amazing. It's really amazing. There's such an inspiration and invitation for us.
Yeah. And I have seen that I will interview and talk with more parents on this, because they have chosen to have this homoluminous child in their family.
Yes.
And I spoke with a mother yesterday that have 5 children, and the last one is really a homoluminous, and how it is only 2 months, but how this child make a big difference in the family, even though they are they have transformed as a family, but it has been pattern in their ancestor that is coming up.
Yeah.
So yes, they are living their divine plan, and their divine plan is also to awaken us and awaken the field around us.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So it is such a big miracle that is unfolding on earth.
Amazing. Even if it looks apparently, if you listen to the news, oh my God, what's happening with the world? No, we're on track.
We are on track.
We are on track.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. This podcast, and as we don't know what come true, but when we meet, you said, well, we will talk about this death and resurrection. Yes, this is what is happening now. So that's kind of just to know that this is happening all around the world. We are
Absolutely.
in it. So
we are in it.
So for all the listener, how do you see it in your family? How do you see it in your community? And how can you help your family to know that we all carry this together?
Yes. Yeah.
So thank you so much, Veerle, for bringing this up and holding this space so this could come up.
Thank you too. Yeah, for our exchange together. Oh my God, it's divine.
It's divine. Yeah. If this conversation resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and share this with whoever you feel that needs to hear it. Thank you for listening to the Divine Design podcast with Ann-Peggy Divine. Join us next Sunday for another Heaven on Earth unfolding conversation. With grace, reverence, and unity, may the path of your divine design light the way. From the divine in us to the divine in you.